Alright, how's it going, everyone? This is Black Mama 44 coming back at ya. We're gonna be doing a little bit more here. Oh, Bitter Quib, you fucking love the voices of Nerat. So let's get ready. We're gonna be going into the tent. There should be a cutscene, so be prepared for that. And yeah, let's get to it. The moment you've all been waiting for.
That's 4 reports of avalanches in the mountains now. The Tearsmen can barely count past 9. They have neither the capacity nor the cause to close off the mountain passes. Either way, that leaves the 2nd and 4th cohort trapped outside the valley.
Or it's the work of your perfidious Earthshakers. Only a fool would not suspect a traitorous Archon of poisoning the mind of his students with sedition. We would have killed the Earthshakers Guild for their master's treachery, but I'm sure you have some perfectly valid reason for allowing them to live as your pawns.
So here's what I'm talking about. You hear the voices in your head. Well, hello there, Fatebinder. We'll be with you in just a moment.
Hey, watch yourself. When these two get going, you don't want to get between them.
I always know you've run out of things to say when you resort to mocking my vassals. If we are to speak of treachery, why is it that my scouts see the Scarlet Chorus warriors defecting back to the Vendrian Guard? Your fearsome reputation has gone flaccid, for it seems you cannot control your soldiers, or perhaps you simply choose not to.
My lords, the Fatebinder has arrived. Disfavored commander raises a voice, trying with little success to speak over the Archons. Perhaps we could table this discussion and let our guests speak?
Speaking of strategic failures, who was it that insisted the valley would need only a token garrison? For some strange reason, we can't seem to recall which balding halfwit grossly underestimated the enemy. Thoughts?
So, can you hear us, Fatebinder? Cough if we have your attention. Cough audibly.
And I thought you had left agents within these Tearsmen when they surrendered. Either you failed to see this coming, or you knew and let it happen. Incompetent or in cahoots, either way, this mess has your filthy stink all over it.
We look forward to seeing you explain to Tunon why the Archon of War could not close the vice on this trivial little insurgency. When we are crowned the ruler of the Tears, we shall have this place renamed to Ashe's Folly in your honor.
Good, good. Now pay attention. You might miss something.
If I could trust the information I get from you and your conscripted mouth breathers, perhaps I'd order my cohorts around a bit more aggressively. But last time I trusted your all-clear report, my troops failed to come home.
Oh, Ashe, old boy. If you're going to have a little sob every time one of your nieces or nephews dies to the Tearsmen, perhaps we should have Siren sing you some calming lullabies to help you cope with your grief.
Alright. Take care that you don't learn too much, Fatebinder. An excess of knowledge, or curiosity even, can earn unwanted attention. On your tongue! I will not have you denigrate the honor of our fallen brethren! Commander's hand moves to the hilt of her blade, though the weapon stays sheathed. I'd be doing us all a favor if I cracked open that excuse for a head. Fifth eye. They bicker like children, do they not? Meant only to say welcome. Welcome to our guest, the Fatebinder. So he tries to, like, freak out and raise a salute. Not a moment too soon! So, favor with Graven Ashe, favor with disfavored. Nice. So, Governor Lennox, long have we been honored by your iron. Now we are honored by your presence. I must apologize for my lords. Tempers run high of late. So I'll bow to them. Apologies for the sudden entrance. I've traveled long to be here.
Ah, the fire starter has arrived. Welcome, welcome. Our agents tell us such lovely stories of what you did at the Vellum Citadel. Have you come bearing another fragment of Kairos' wrath in tow?
So, Graven Ashe, our favor is 1. Voices of Nerat, we have a little bit.
We were worried you'd never make it. So glad that Drostus' demise didn't cause further delay.
Alright, so I can say, how do you know about Drastus? I only just came from Edgerine Ruin. Sorry.
The voices of Nerat has all manner of eyes and ears. It's safer than not to assume he's listening.
Alright, so I come bearing an Edict of Kairos.
For the second time, Brother Tunon selects you for the glory of proclamation. You should be honored. Tell us, what has the Overlord decided to unleash upon the Oathbreakers?
The Overlord's loyal servants must hold Ascension Hall by Kairos' Day of Swords, or all in the valley shall perish. So the earth sways with each word you utter, air thickening with warmth as you pronounce the tersely phrased commandment, every syllable drafted by the hand of Kairos. With the edict proclaimed, your pulse quickens, and the muscles in your legs, worn from a long trip down the mountains, feel renewed, the tired limbs now nearly buoyant with vigor.
The Overlord means to compel us into action. No doubt the avalanches in the mountains are part of this ultimatum. We must conquer the Oathbreakers or die in failure. There is no room for error, and no other way out of this valley alive. We'll need to advance across the Mittani. We lose everything if we stand still, and we move to back up Plan Green. The Earthshakers didn't make it over the mountain in time, so we do this the hard way. Over the walls instead of through.
So you found your backbone at last! Oh, we were worried past humiliations would make you soft, timid. That was a record for you, right? The baker's dozen lost in one sortie. If you had waited for the chorus reinforcements, maybe we'd have eyes and ears on the matter.
Alright, so watch him squirm, so many tears over replaceable, expendable, useless soldiers. I miss the old Archon of War. You'd never see blood echo in a blubbering mess over a few dead killers. He used the knuckle bones of his best disciples for jewelry, and even made a breastplate out of his dead brother's ribcage, because that's how a real man deals with grief. Alright, so let's see. Let's remain silent.
You make it sound like you've been putting even the slightest effort into getting a foothold across the Mittani, when all you've done is set your gangs to uncoordinated raids. You're the Archon of Secrets. Why is it you still don't know the enemy's full strength and capabilities? Maybe you know, and choose not to share.
Look, if you're afraid to send more troops against the Oathbreakers, just admit that you're a coward and allow us to take charge of the situation. The Scarlet Chorus will be happy to prove it can do what the disfavored cannot.
Remain silent.
I tire of your incessant heckling. The disfavored have shouldered the brunt of this war, and I will not have you mock our sacrifices.
My lord, Barrack and his band have been drilled on the Echo Call assault plan. Crescent Runners should be briefing him as we speak regarding the latest enemy movements along the river. I will dispatch him at once. And I will ensure the chorus stands ready to march. If the disfavored can take the river, the chorus has the manpower to secure the outer ring of the valley.
Our soldiers clamor for battle, and at last we shall have it. Verse, we command you to continue guarding the Fatebinder. Tunon's chosen is our honored guest, and must be shown our finest hospitality.
I won't let you down, boss. She'll get through the campaign in one piece, as long as she doesn't do anything too stupid.
Suit yourself, Fatebinder. The more you ignore us. So honestly, I'm not sure why it says the more you ignore us.
Finally, the fool and his puppet are gone. Perhaps now I can hear myself think. Rarely do I question Kairos' judgment, but I will never understand why the voices of Nerat is given such authority. I shudder to think what will become of us all should Tunon favor him in the end. Though the edict threatens the Scarlet Chorus just as it threatens us, I cannot shake the feeling that our allies will work against us. Now, if you'll leave me be, I have a battle to plan. I imagine duty requires you speak with the chorus further, but if I can convince you to lend a hand, most of my legion is trapped beyond the mountains, so I'm in need of an added sword or two. If you wish to be counted amongst the glorious, speak with the Iron Marshal. She will direct the order of battle until we are ready for the final push into the Citadel.
I'm short a few scouts, short a few soldiers, short a few everything. I'm sure my brethren would be grateful for the assistance of a skilled outsider. I'd be honored to help, so we gain favor with them. Salutes Graven Ashe, then turns leave tent. I will be at the training grounds, readying the soldiers. Find me there when you're ready. Clears her throat. And though I'm loath to mention it, the chorus can likely use your assistance. They certainly won't secure the outer valley on their own. Fifth Eye will be somewhere in that rat's nest they call a camp, due east. Seek him out if you must. Alright, so number one, I love Graven Ashe, and I love, oh nice, we can just break into here. Thanks for the shit. But, I love Graven Ashe, and I love, God, the voices of Nerat. I love the voice actors that they both have. I think it's awesome. Something else that I think everyone should know, up here, wow, Jesus, up here, on the right side, 8 days to Kairos' Day of Swords. So, we have 8 days to finish this. Honestly, that's more than enough time. You know, I never felt like I was being rushed to finish. You know, I got it done with like a couple days to spare last time. So I'm not too worried about that. But let's look at the table. Battle report from Echo Call Crossing blames failure of the assault on the village on the Scarlet Chorus. Apparently their scouts failed to report critical intelligence about the enemy composition. Let's get out. Okay. So we're at about 12, 13 minutes in. Alright, let's zoom out. And that is Sevius. Cavius. I don't know how the fuck you say it. Let's talk to him really fast. So he should have something.
8 minor Linux, am I right? I'm Cavius, commander in 3rd generation disfavored. Specifically, I'm Sevius the Lunger. Some folks can't keep track. I always change my name, too. The rank says commander, but lately I'm just organizing patrols and trying to stay out of the way. You should talk to Iron Marshal if he's something official that needs discussing. What is it you need?
I overheard you asking that Earthshaker where their reinforcements have gone. Is there a problem?
I'm afraid so. Radix, the head of the Earthshakers, was supposed to arrive with a group of his most competent spell slingers to help break the stalemate. I don't know what's holding up their arrival, and that worries me. If you're at all inclined to lend a hand, we could use some arcade support on our side.
Have you checked any caches of confiscated lore? More favor.
If only our work was that easy. At the Archon of War's behest, we make a bonfire of any illicit tomes or scrolls we might confiscate. At least those that don't slip through our fingers from time to time, brother. The likelihood of finding our missing mages nestled among the stack of parchment is slim.
I could lend a hand.
Could you? I knew that Tudor's agent wouldn't fail us in the time of need. I'll mark the last known site of our Earthshaker reinforcements on your map. Good hunting, brother.
Well, why do you think the siege has delayed for so long?
Could have been over real quick and simple. The first cohort arrived in the valley and went right for the kill. But that was before we knew the Vendrian Guard had sages and that water witch on their side. Bigger problem in the Scar Corps. They eagerly conscript the Vendrian Guard, but I have no proof of this. but it seems they do very little to keep a watchful eye on these drafted tiersmen. They're often sent out on patrol, and we suspect they use that opportunity to escape back to the Vendrian Guard.
The verse, every conscript has a choice. Life under Kairos, or death under the army's boots. By all means, feel free to cut down those who choose the latter. We won't be offended.
Just so we don't mistake each other, I know what I'm saying carries an implication of treachery. I'm not making a formal accusation before Tunan's agent. I'm just voicing my gut opinion on the matter.
The two armies haven't worked well together in years. Why do you think that is?
Come on, Binder.
Sorry, I messed that up.
Come on, brother. Seems like asking why beasts stink. The favored are only eager to deliver Kairos' peace to the Tiers, while the Scar Corps bring only mayhem in their wake. You can tell me the voices of Nerat has a plan, I'll take your word for it, but the Chorus sure seem to blunder around, never moving with purpose as we do.
I wonder if we even find the same war, soldier. I've seen Ashe yank his precious soldiers away from more battles than he's won. If you want to call that progress, be my guest.
Unless you find a way to work as one, I fear that the Scarlet Chorus will step in front of Graven Ashe's strategies at every turn. As far as I'm concerned, seems like the voices of Nerat is here to amuse himself, while the rest of us are here to do our job.
Tell me about yourself.
Not much to tell. My father was Cavius the Elder, his father was Cavius the First of his name, lead drill master of Ashe's First Iron Guard, back when they were the Bronze Guard. I was born to the Legion, and, with any hope, I'll die in the Legion. The rest you'll hopefully hear about when the storytellers immortalize me.
Bronze Guard?
Well, his day and age was a century ago, and they didn't have Kairos' modern luxuries like iron. So back then, the great general's inner council was known as the Bronze Guard.
You say he was in the Bronze Guard? So your family must have been with Ashe since before he was with Kairos. We gained favor with them.
Aye! You know your history! The blood goes back that far. Not the memories, as I only ever knew my father. My grandfather was just a legend. One of Ashe's best warriors back before the disfavored were reforged in iron. I'm proud of my heritage, but I try not to brag. There are folks who love the Legion every bit as much as I do, but they lack the same pedigree.
Or you can say you should be proud of your pedigree. More favor with the disfavored, Jesus Christ.
Thanks, but I try not to think about it too fondly. If anything, every time I screw something up, I wish I wasn't dragging the family name through mud along with me.
Back to my other questions.
Farewell!
Oh, I love those. Okay, so... Alright, so first things first. Looks like that we can subterfuge it.
It's all in the reflexes.
Iron Greaves. Not bad. Take it. And let's level up, right? Let's level up. So we have a couple choices. We can get some more resolve. I don't see why. We can have more spell strength and more magic defense. I think I'm leaning towards that. Let's save. We have bows, two-handed weapons. So this actually shows, like, what is used. Because there's more than one thing. So it's, you know, for magic staff, it's both your wits and your, I think it's accuracy, finesse. So it's your wits and finesse. That's for magic staff. Two-handed weapons is resolve and strength, might, yeah. Magic skills. So magic skills, like Control Frost, are your wits and your resolve. Active effects. So right now we have the Edict of Execution, we have our Fatebinder Seal, and our Commander's Will. So let's save. I think that's a good choice. And let's go here. This is our talents. So right now we have 1 point in power. We have nothing in agility or range or magic. And we can also go into leadership, but that starts at level 3. So, I mean, you know, leadership, I generally go, that's cool, but I think I might want to just do magic, right? So we can do any of these three. I think Magical Prodigy. So it grants a bonus to our lore skill. And I think that's all we have. And then over here we can look. These are all of our quests that we can do. We'll be keeping an eye on those. Not too sure why it's still highlighted. Oh, there's biography. So if we're ever confused about something, we can go look at the biography. Go in quests, we can hide complete quests. I generally like to hide them. Forge-bound iron. So these are everything. So let's get to it. So we might be able to leave the camp sometime today. So we're gonna select both of them. Oh, nice. Love that voice. Well, talk back. So Iron Marshal Iranos. Don't just coddle the impact. Push back with your shield. Take the momentum. Iron Marshal Iranos, field commander of disfavored, pounds her fist in the air as she calls out to the warriors on the training field. I said eyes on your opponent's waistline. If you spend more than a glance checking his footwork, you've lost. His favorite officer turns to you, adjusting her pale Gurdon surcoat as she clears her throat. Need to stay on top of the troops or their skills will rust. It's for their own good, even if they don't believe it. So, judging from her uniform, this is the Iron Marshal. So, she's first among equals in the Iron Guard. Graven Ashe's inner circle of trusted followers showed she's in charge of leadership, logistics, and training, and not really a quiet day. And she's second in command of disfavored. So, it was mentioned you're short on warriors and need help. What's the situation? I have brigades amassing along Placid, Echo Call, and Little Tooth crossings. Bendrian Guard may be able to hold one bridge, but they cannot hold against a concentrated three-prong attack. I have no right to give you orders, but we all died at Kairos' edict should we fail. So I'm not about to let my pride blind me to the value of good help. So I can say this is second major attack on the river, right? What happened last time? Defeat in detail. We carved a bloody path up to the river, but at that point, everyone who charged ahead was lost. We had no chorus backup. It was just a few disfavored squads. Can't tell you exactly how they were defeated, but we lost the whole assault team. We found bodies washing up in the river for days. It's not often the Tearsmen put up such a good fight. It certainly made us reevaluate the numbers we'll need to take this valley. Really? Are you sure our scouts didn't give you all sorts of details about the enemy and you just chose to disregard our warnings? So, since we're gonna side with Scar Corps, I'll say it sounds like your lack of caution is to blame, not the Scarlet Chorus. Loyalty with first, lost favor with the disfavored. That's fine. Lack of caution? My legion is my family. I don't play loosely with their lives. The only blame here is on the Oathbreakers. It is their intransigence that created this conflict in the first place. I have no idea what the fuck that word means. There's no need to blame your teeth, at least. I can hear them grinding from over here. So what's the value of taking this crossing? We can't just march from here to the Citadel with the Vendrian Guard manning the riverbanks. Forwarding troops and supplies through the narrowest points of the river makes us vulnerable to attack, especially since our armor wasn't built for swimming. If we can take the river, we have a clear march to the Citadel, and Ascension Hall will be ours in no time. Yeah, I will assist. Then our plan just might work. We are loath to work with those who do not share our training and our values, but we know that Tunin the Adjudicator selects only the most capable minds for his court, and I trust you will honor us all on the field. Antio will be leading the charge at Echo All Crossing. Assisting you will be Barrack of the Stone Shields. She points to a heavily armored soldier staying sentry at the edge of the training field. Before you ask, no, the Forge-bound weren't sloshed on Dappleseed when they fitted his armor. He survived the full force of the Edict of Storms. This armor doesn't exactly come off. Tactically, it's quite brilliant, but otherwise, it's something of a curse. She taps her helmet twice, signaling to him, Barrack, come meet the Fatebinder. So he walks up to you, and he reeks of sweat, feces, and whatever oil treatment keeps him flexible.
Fatebinder, the Iron Marshal has tasked me with keeping you alive, and I have no intention of disappointing her. That should be enough assurance for anyone.
In honor.
Likewise, good Binder.
Barrack, is that you under there? I had no idea you were in Vendrian's well. Fatebinder, do you know this walking anchor?
Just a minute. You two know each other?
No. Oh, that is to say, yes. I'm already as familiar with this ironclad halfwit as I care to be.
We don't have time to trade jabs today, Verse. After the siege, you can throw as many tantrums as you please. I suggest that we remain focused on the mission.
No offense to the mission, but seeing you looking like a garbage heap and reeking of a mass grave is more amusing by far. Did you forget how to don your armor, or did Graven Ashe leave you out in the rain?
So, we can say I don't believe we've been acquainted, or I know him as well as I knew anyone during the campaign. I don't believe we've been acquainted.
It's challenging enough to experience battle from a courtroom, much less remember the faces of your cohorts. I wouldn't expect you to know me under these accursed blades of rust.
Fatebinder will be joining us for the push across the river. I figured an extra hand might help. And more importantly, if my worries come true and the chorus tries to impede the mission, we'll have an observer from the court on our side.
Better to work with the Honorable Binder than some chorus children.
I asked that Barrack accompany you there to arbitrate the cooperation between his company and the Scarlet Chorus. So now we can go to Echo Hall Crossing. Barrack, you've been without a cohort since the last Battle of Stalwart. It's time we gave you a task more worthy than hauling wagons and leading train drills. Ashe has assigned you to the Fatebinder's service. You're to assume this task is ongoing until we find a more permanent spot for you, which could very well mean the swiftly approaching end of this war, or when the Fatebinder dismisses you. Is that understood? I suppose I could be in worse company than that of a renowned mage slayer. I've seen how this one treats any upstarts who fail to recognize the benefits of Kairos' peace. I would much rather attend to my duties here. That is, unless you're serious about my change of assignment, Iron Marshal. That's an order, Barrack. He can be as stubborn as pulling a spire out of the earth, but he's a good soldier. Hope you don't mind the company. Yeah, I'm honored to have a member of the Iron Legion at my side. Favor with disfavored, loyalty with Barrack. Excellent, I look forward to your success in the field. Alright, and Barrack leveled up. So Barrack uses a sword. Jesus Christ, why do I keep calling them swords? And he uses a sword and a shield. So, he can go one-armed, one-handed. What does he generally use? Okay, can we see that? Yeah, sword and shield. Sword and shield. So, one-handed. Dodge. Lore. Parry. Subterfuge. I think we need one-handed. So, let's give him some might. Save that. And then over here, we have two choices. We have Punisher, we have Sentinel. We already have a point in Punisher. I think we might as well keep going. So, becomes an intimidating force on the battlefield. Enemies nearby Barrack have their resolve reduced. Gain chance to attack enemies as they engage you. Increases one-handed and two-handed melee weapon damage. Let's do Art of the Blade 1. Alright. And with that, we'll select everyone again. Do you have anything? No.
On it.
Actually, So we should have, well, we need to talk with Verse, so we'll do that too. But we should have a little bit more to say. Well, if it isn't the Fate Binder, what can we do for you? You seem handy with a weapon. Alright, so we've been through that. Lucy, are you flirting with Tunan's Fate Binder? Relax, Marcus. There are plenty of camp slaves if I ever need to scratch an itch. Although, if you ever need someone to warm your bedroll, let me know. I sleep in my armor. Hope you don't mind. Barracks, so do I, but you don't hear me bragging about it. Have your skills fared in battle against the Oathbreakers, Marcus? Every battle is a reminder of the Legion's superiority. The Oathbreakers have plenty of heart, but nothing to beat our northern values of Graven Ashe's love. If you ever want to enjoy that feeling, I can spare you the time of day to cross iron. So Marcus, I'd like some training. He pounds his fist on armor. So we can go ahead, we can train a little bit, and it'll help us out, but I don't see the point. So let's just head out. Actually, no, let's talk with Verse. How do you do that? And we can say, do what? Or what are you babbling about? So, do what? Back in the Archon's war tent, you cast an edict as casually as reading a supply shipment. How do you do that? Well, I've done it before. You cast the Edict of Fire on the Vellum Citadel. I heard about it, how Kairos' anger raised a volcano from under the Sage's own fortress. That was some impressive work. You can say, that was me, alright. Well, call me impressed. Considering that you've read the words of Kairos more than once, I'm surprised that you're even alive to tell of it. Vocal cords should have turned to ash by now. I'm not trying to make you feel uncomfortable. It's just worth recognizing what you've done. Not only are you Tunan's Fate Binder, you're the mouthpiece of the Overlord. There's plenty of reason to stick around. You're going places. I want to see where they lead. Yeah, that's enough for now. Alright, so last thing I'll do, I'll get us out here, get us ready to go. Alright, so his favorite insignia has been violently defaced. Too much. Not enough subterfuge. So we'll talk to him before. Thank you for talking down the disfavored from doing worse. Sad times we live in when making a humble living is brand a crime. So we can say, so saving your hide was worth. I'll just say, you're lucky I ran across you. Farewell. I'm in your debt. Swing by soon. I just need to get my wares in order and I'll be ready for business. Alright, so. I think a good idea. We'll move up here. You know, in some games, it's actually a little important where you go. It can open up different things on the map. I'll just do that for, you know, shits and giggles today. And this will probably be the last episode that I'll upload today. I love Tyranny. I think it's a great game. Highly enjoy it. Everything about it is just so... I don't know. Just the fact that it's evil, but like, you're not talking to people and they're like, oh yeah, I'm so evil, I kick cats and, you know, I eat babies. It's just interesting. So meeting Graven Ashe and the voices of Nerat, that's crazy. You know, that's amazing shit. So, I think... So, primary is the Battle of Echo Call and taking the Outer Valley. Next, we should be going to the... Well, we'll do one thing before we leave. We'll see if Barrack has anything to add. I doubt it. Yeah. So, yeah. You know what? So, next time, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to go to the Scarlet Chorus camp, get some of their tasks, and then we're going to do all of the side quests that we can. And then after that, we're going to keep on going. And, yeah, that should be a good time. So I want to thank everyone for watching. I want to thank you all for, you know, just sticking by. You know, the action picks up over time. There's a lot of reading. You know, I just feel like me reading it out loud is a lot more engaging than sitting there for 20 minutes of quiet, right? But that's just me. You guys might want to read it on your own. That's fine. You know, I hope that everyone has a great day, great week, maybe even a great month. Great, like, 10 minutes, maybe a couple seconds. But, you know, I'll see you all later in the next sesh, if you will. And until then, this is Black Mama 44, out.